PlayStation 4 has been in the market for over 3 years now. There's been a lot of different games to play from different genres, from PlayStation Network titles. There's a lot to do within the PlayStation 4 console. This list does not necessarily indicate that these are the best PlayStation 4 games to play. Instead, it's the top selling PlayStation 4 games worldwide. With that being said, let's get to the list. At number 15, we have Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition selling 4.85 million copies. Starting off the list with a game that really needs no introduction, released back in 2011 on the PC, the main attraction of this lovable 3D generated game gives players the option to free roam the world of Minecraft, survive, discover, and engage in combat, and create really anything your heart desires. There's a huge community in Minecraft that's made top roller coasters to creating skyscrapers. Honestly, a lot has been done within this game, and the only limit is your imagination and the electricity, because that's what you'll need to to power the PlayStation 4 on. There has been new updates introduced to the console edition, giving a more robust multiplayer. We can go ahead and play with friends and strangers, from battle mode to tumble mode, and a huge amount of skins to choose from different characters, from different video games to actual TV shows and cartoons, adding to a different Minecraft experience. Honestly, at this point, you either love or hate the franchise, but there's no denying the impact it's had in the gaming industry. Minecraft on the PlayStation 4 is essentially what you'll find on the console, bigger worlds like the Xbox One, but not necessarily giving you the customization and modification like the PC has. So it's not there yet. There's always been these rumors that they want to go and introduce sort of things like that. Nothing has been concrete, but there's no denying that Minecraft as a franchise itself has had a huge impact on consoles and PC. At number 14, we have Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection selling 5 million copies. One of my all-time favorite series in gaming history is the Uncharted series. This collection comes with the first 3 Uncharted games released on the PlayStation 3, all in upscale graphics. When it first came out, it was often regarded as a Tomb Raider ripoff, but when Uncharted 2 came out, boy was it a different scene. Well known for its witty humor, beautiful landscape, and environmental interaction, character development, and storytelling, Uncharted 2 was beyond the most talked about and highly rated games in recent history. 2 years later comes Uncharted 3, improving upon what was loved in the second installment and adding even more adventure, witty humor, and characters. Quickly summarizing Uncharted games, the series is a third-person action-adventure game that stars the main protagonist, Nathan Drake, who ends up being related to Sir Francis Drake, the sea explorer of the 1500s that hid a lot of treasure and everything. Yeah, that guy. Throughout the 3 installments, you play as Nathan Drake, where you find special and highly valued treasures, and you're accompanied by your old pal and friend, mentor, Sully. Through the adventures, you'll meet different characters whom are there to help you, betray you, or undermine you and to get the prize before you do. The campaign is super addicting and very engaging, and you're in a treat when Naughty Dog's behind it. Uncharted 2 and 3 also have the online multiplayer capabilities, but really it's just simple. It's nothing too interactive. It's nothing too crazy about, but it is a cool element that they bring to the Uncharted games. At number 13, we have The Last of Us PS4 Remastered, selling 5.38 million copies. The Last of Us is a third-person action-adventure survival horror game that stars the main protagonists Joel and Ellie as they travel through the post-apocalyptic world through towns, buildings, warehouses, and sewers on their main quest to get Ellie across the country. Since Ellie has been found infected with a disease that turns humans into cannibalistic creatures, making them hostile and ready to attack after a few days, Ellie has actually had the disease for over 3 weeks, and she may actually have the answer for the cure. Being a post-apocalyptic game, resources like first aid kits, weapons, and ammo become extremely rare, and it's up to the player to use them efficiently and effectively to advance to the next part. The game also has a multiplayer component, which adds to the same elements of the campaign, having hard to find ammo, making it for an interesting and rewarding combat when defending off an opponent. This game is truly a beauty when I played it on the PlayStation 3. The fact that it's on the PlayStation 4, more people get exposed and get the experience and upscale graphics, and I honestly cannot wait for the sequel. That's going to be super, super wicked. At number 12, we have Destiny selling 5.64 million copies. Destiny is an only online first-person shooter game with role-playing and MMO elements from Bungie, the main creators of the Halo series on the Xbox platform. This would be the first time that Bungie went third party, and there was a lot of expectations from this company considering the mixed reviews the game received. The game's main story is they take a role of a guardian, the defenders of Earth's last safe city, as they wield a power called Light to protect the city from different alien races. This takes players around the world in order to keep the planet you inhabit safe from outside forces. Since release, Destiny has received a good amount of additional DLC for players to dive back into the world of Destiny, with Destiny 2 being around the corner. At number 11, we have FIFA 15 selling 6.08 million copies. One of the most successful and best-selling sports franchise, FIFA 15 is a football simulator that has world-class teams, players, leagues all around the world, including different tournaments you can compete in. The FIFA franchise obviously has where you can go ahead and play a match with a friend or someone online. It also has the ability to go ahead and compete in tournaments like the World Cup, that sort of deal. And also to play mini games, just kind of goof around, not necessarily to be taken serious. But it is a cool way to kind of get some practices and kind of like have a good time playing that. The best known feature that a lot of people and users kind of go towards, gravitate towards watching YouTube videos is the Ultimate Team Mode experience, where users can go ahead and sign or loan players for a limited duration of matches, essentially creating a dream team with the best and highly rated players from all around the globe and compete in online matches or with local co-op, essentially having a different approach in playing this game. If you like soccer, or football as my friends say over there across the pond, you'll definitely like the FIFA franchise. At number 10, we have Battlefield 1 selling 6.68 million copies. Battlefield 1 is a first-person shooter game which is the 15th installment of the series, has received positive reviews and has been cited in having improvements over Battlefield 4 and Hardline. The game is set in the World War I time frame where teamwork is heavily emphasized and encouraged to advance in the online multiplayer component. DICE has also introduced different light and heavy armored vehicles, tanks, trucks, aircrafts, battleships, and guess what? The ability to ride horses throughout battle. Game's design is bigger than ever, with more open world elements in previous games, adding a more diverse way to discover and most importantly, to destroy. Familiar multiplayer modes like Rush, Team Deathmatch, War Pigeons, among others make a return, taking advantage of the 64 players being played at one given time in one specific map, which is a cool feature that DICE has definitely continued within the Battlefield series on console to be able to play with up to 64 people at the same time. At number 9, we have Call of Duty Infinite Warfare selling 6.86 million copies. May come off as a bit of a shocker considering the hype and praise that the franchise had received in previous iterations, but this Call of Duty was not well received in the initial trailer reveal, receiving millions upon millions of dislikes, which is quite a shocker to be perfectly honest. Infinite Warfare is a first-person shooter game developed from Infinity Warfare, the same studio that gave us the Modern Warfare series. The main notable difference about this game that sets it apart from the others is the new setting that took place in outer space, including zero-gravity environments. You're able to move around using a grappling hook, adding a new field, a way to get around. The Call of Duty franchise is best known for its multiplayer experience, which is well known with the Team Deathmatch and Deathmatch modes. I have not played a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 3, so I don't really know much about this game. I mean, it wasn't well received in the beginning, but it still sold 6.86 million copies. So they did something right. Activision, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something right, I guess. At number 8, we have Fallout 4 selling 7.56 million copies. Fallout is an action role-playing game that takes place in an open-world post-apocalyptic environment in the year 2287, 10 years after the events of Fallout 3, and 210 years after the Great War that caused a catastrophic nuclear devastation across the U.S. You play as a character known as a sole survivor who emerges from a long-term cryogenic status in an underground Fallout shelter. This starts your adventure around what's left from the nuclear devastation to complete various quests to find who you are and what else is out there, helping out factions and acquiring new experiences points used to advance and making things way more easier. There's a lot of exploration to do within the Fallout universe, with occasional witty humor and its toned down dark and unknown world, which makes this a huge and amazing, well-established franchise and game as well. At number 7, we have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare selling 7.7 million copies. Oh look, another Call of Duty game. Advanced Warfare, like the name suggests, has futuristic guns, armor, and a futuristic environment in a futuristic time frame. Oh yeah, all advanced. The game is set in the year 2054, where North Korea has developed advanced technologies aimed at South Korea. And this is where the United States gets involved with Jack Mitchell, the main character you play as, and with Will Irons to conduct a massive drop shock raid against North Korea and Seoul. With that being said, there's an active terrorist group named ZVA terrorizing the world, where Atlas, a private military corporation, is called to defend and defeat this group. With Kevin Spacey making a voice appearance as Jonathan Irons, the story is quite good. The multiplayer is improving upon the Ghost iterations, a fun and fast-paced experience, having all well-known online modes. So especially, I think this was one of the good games, besides Infinite Warfare, to be perfectly honest, even though I haven't played it, but based on the reviews, this was a pretty solid game, and proves since it sold 7.7 million copies. This game also has the Call of Duty formula of multiplayer, having the same well-known online modes, having the complete package of futuristic warfare as well as futuristic multiplayer experiences. At number 6, we have Star Wars Battlefront 2015 edition selling 8.45 million copies. A highly anticipated game in 2015, Battlefront is the latest Star Wars game reboot from EA, a first-person and third-person action shooter game that also takes place in iconic planets, battles in the sky whether you play as the heroic rebellion or the part of the evil galactic empire. The game's online experiences give Star Wars fans a familiar feel of the original Battlefront game with the modern generation updates. This game also supports a PlayStation VR headset, allowing you to get even closer to the action than ever before. At number 5, we have FIFA 16 selling 8.63 million copies. Just another FIFA game that adds improvements upon FIFA 16 with players and stuff like that, but doesn't have the journey mode found in FIFA 17. Yeah, you can do the same things as FIFA 15, play any sort of match you want, join tournaments, pick your players. Yeah, that sort of deal. I don't know, that's pretty much it. At number 4, we have Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, selling 8.77 million copies. Naughty Dog at this point makes amazing games that sell well on the PlayStation platforms. Uncharted 4 is the fourth and quite possibly the last installment of the series on the PlayStation 4, taking everyone's favorite adventure explorer Nathan Drake as he's set to find the treasure of the infamous pirate Henry Avery, valued about 400 million bones, and not because he's, obligated by any drug law or anything like that. He's just doing it casually because he wants to. While Drake claims he has retired from the game, gets sucked back into the misadventures around the globe. From a cold jail cell in Panama to the case of Ireland to the jungles of Madagascar, the game spends no time taking you everywhere with your good pal Sully and company. The beautiful graphics, gameplay, character dialogue, witty humor, and story plot, Uncharted 4 takes all the elements that make the series so exciting and wonderful, with even more questions answered left about Nathan, making it a complete package. And once you're done with the story mode, you can also play the multiplayer fun in Uncharted 4, which is the same, similar to Uncharted 2 and 3, same mode, same kind of community, that sort of deal. I've never really played the online component of it, but I've heard it's pretty healthy with a good community still playing it. At number 3, we have FIFA 17 selling 10.56 million copies. The first game on the list to sell over 10 million copies, and it's a FIFA game. Isn't that cool? FIFA makes a return yet again, making millions upon millions of dollars within this franchise. FIFA 17 adds to 20 Premier League managers, also adds new attacking techniques, physical player overhaul, and active intelligence system. In other words, improving upon the previous iterations and making it more fun and realistic as EA can possibly make it. FIFA 17 adds a mode called The Journey, which is a single player story campaign mode where players can go ahead and assume the role of Alex Hunter, a young footballer trying to make it into the Premier League, where he can choose from 20 different teams to play for. So even if you always wanted to make it into the big leagues without actually having to practice and play soccer in real life, well, you now can, virtually, through Alex Hunter, which is kind of cool, I guess. At number 2, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 3 selling 14.68 million copies. Unlike Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3 did something good to become the best-selling Call of Duty game on the PlayStation 4. The game offers 4-player cooperative gameplay, something new allowing for bigger and more open-level designs and less straightforward shooting. The player also has more customization control over their player and weaponry when moving from mission to mission. The game takes place in the year 2065, 40 years after the events of Black Ops 2, where the world is facing an uphill of World War III, where climate change and new technologies are threatening mankind. The new advances of technology also cause a lot of conflict interest between countries, making it for an interesting story campaign. Similar to Advanced Warfare, the online multiplayer has that futuristic, very tactical, moonshoe attire jumping everywhere, creating some interesting killing cams. Multiplayer has also had the same elements where you can go ahead and expect the same game modes, from customization on your character to your weapons. It really just has a whole package on it. Black Ops 3 also has a well-known and beloved zombies mode, having a story to go alongside with it. The same experience from the previous iterations are still found on Black Ops 3. I personally thought Black Ops 3 was a well-polished Call of Duty game for this new generation, or the current generation, so obviously it's quite evident that it sold 14 million copies, which is good for them. Good for you, Activision. It's not that you need more money or anything, but hey, good for you. And at number 1, we have, drumroll please, we have Grand Theft Auto 5 selling 14.8 million copies. Last generation's biggest blockbuster game makes a return with the remastered edition on current consoles, offering an FPS perspective and a graphic jump. GTA 5 is an open-world action-adventure game where players can go ahead and control the 3 lead protagonists, something completely different from the prior iterations of the franchise, where you can go ahead and switch between them during different outside missions to kind of have the complete story of what's going on with this universe. The story is centered in high sequences and many missions involving shooting, driving gameplay. Pretty much everything and anything you expect from a GTA game is found on GTA 5. GTA Online lets up to 30 players to explore an open world and engage in cooperative and competitive game matches. I would have to say, mad props to Rockstar for being able to go ahead and bring a remastered game onto the current consoles, considering the fact that this game was originally sold on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, just had a bit of a, upgrade, that sort of deal, and still managed to sell a lot, being the #1 best-selling PlayStation 4 game to date. So mad props to Rockstar and everybody involved with that. You guys, you did history. Anyways, that concludes today's video of the top 15 best-selling PlayStation 4 games of all time. Make sure to give this video a like, comment if you want to go ahead and enter the giveaway. I'm giving away 2 PlayStation Network cards, all sponsored by BanditAddict.com. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one.